Hi, welcome to Yoga 413. My name is Tani, and today's video is going to be all about stretching. And I put it together with the athlete in mind, whether that is the student athlete or the CrossFitter, the biker, the runner, everyone who knows that they need to be stretching, but they're just not taking the time to do it. So this is going to be a shorter video designed to be added right after your workout or really anytime you can fit it in. So let's just get started. Grab your mat, and if you like this video, please subscribe, share, all the things. Let's begin in a child's pose, knees wide, feet connected, and just bring it on down. Take some nice deep breaths. Just relax into the hips. So remaining in your child's pose, just lengthen your arms as far forward as you can. You're going to start to spread the fingers wide. So you're reaching forward, but the shoulders are coming down the back. Gently pressing into your hands. Now we're going to come on up into a tabletop position. So draw your knees right underneath your hips. We're going to take our right arm up, gently twisting. Just take a nice stretch here. And then bring it on down. Take the palm up underneath you. Bring the shoulder down to the mat. And you're gently going to use that mat for resistance. So just pull that arm back. It's a great stretch for the back of the shoulder, upper back. And go ahead and come back on up to the tabletop. You have a nice flat back. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So just reach that left arm up, gently twisting, and then bring that arm underneath you, palm up, gently come down. That arm is straight out in front of you, and then use your mat as resistance, and just gently pull back to open up the back of the body. Let's go ahead and lift it on up. We're going to go into our first down dog. So walk those hands forward, extend the legs back like a plank pose, and then lift your hips up and back. And you want your feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart. And I always like to keep my knees a little soft, especially the first one. And you're welcome to go ahead and just bicycle out the feet, start to stretch into the calves, opening up the back of the legs. And then just find some stillness. So you're trying to relax the heels down towards the mat. You're just creating that upside down V. Head is in line with those arms. Just gaze through the feet. Now go ahead and I want you to lift your right leg up as high as you can. You can point the toe. Lift it up, arms are strong, relax into the opposite heel. So it's a really nice deeper stretch here for the calf. And then slowly start to bend that knee, bring it forward to the chest. You're going to step the foot all the way between the hands and then drop the back knee. Take your time here. So you want your front heel on the mat. So if you need to inch that foot forward, go ahead and take the time to do so. And we're just going to bring our fingertips onto the mat, and you're going to relax down into your hip flexors and the quad. So right here's where I want you to feel that stretch. Also getting into the hip on the opposite side, but just go ahead and release down. And if some people, especially if you have a thin mat, it might bother your back knee to be like this. What I tell people to do is just pick it up and just roll that mat underneath you for extra padding. That is always an option, especially if you have a thin mat. So now we're going to just rise up, and again, you're going to sink into the hips, reach your arm up over your head, and I want you to lengthen out over that same side with the bent knee. So if your right foot is forward, then you'll be leaning over to the right. Arms are strong. Now you're just going to go ahead and lift back up, take the hands down. Now you're going to heel toe into a wider stance, so just maybe once or twice. Take the hands to the inside for support. I have a block here. You could always put your hands on a block as well. Lift your toes up off the mat and then drop that knee out to the side. Now you're going to lift that knee up. We're going to go into lizard pose. So we're still pretty wide stance. You can stay right here or start to walk the hands forward, maybe coming onto your forearms or onto a block or a pillow, whatever you have handy. And you're trying to get your back as straight as you can. Obviously, there's probably going to be some rounding, but just come on down, really getting into that hip and the hip flexors on the opposite leg. Now start to walk the hands back in. And now heel toe it back in line, so hip distance apart. Send the hips back. You're going to pull the forward toes up off the mat. You're just coming into a half split. So just leaning up over that leg. So it's like you're reaching the crown of your head towards the foot. So this is option one. Option two is to come all the way down. It's just an option. So wherever you feel that edge of a stretch, take it. Now start to come up. Just walk those hands, and we're going to go right back to downward facing dog. Fingers spread wide. Maybe keeping that slight bend in the knee if you're feeling really tight. Try to relax your heels down. Now we're going to do all of that on the other side. So I believe it's your left leg. You're going to lift up, take a stretch. As you hold here, relax into the heel of the opposite leg. Now start to draw it in, knee to chest. Step that foot forward and drop the back knee. So again, make your adjustments here. That heel needs to be down, knee over ankle. Just come onto your fingertips. Relax into the hip flexors. Now go ahead and you can stay here or come on up. Sink into those hips again, interlace. I always keep the index fingers up, thumbs crossed, and reach over towards that bent side knee. Just lean it straight over. Start to come up. Those hands come back down again for support. Start to heel toe wider, maybe once or twice. Hands to the inside. And you're going to pick up the toes of that forward foot and just drop that knee out to the side. Some people like to guide it with their hand. You can add a little bit of resistance. Just be real careful when you're doing that. You just want to find your edge and then just try to stay there for a few moments, a few breaths, just extra long exhales. If you start to feel like you're starting to hold on to the tension. Let's bring that knee back up. You're still staying wide. You can stay here or maybe just start to walk the hands forward into our lizard pose. Forearms to the mat or onto a block, or stay up on the hands. So walk those hands back in, heel toe back in, hip distance apart. Send the hips back for your half split, pull the toes up, trying to get that forward leg as straight as you can. And again, you can keep the hips up over the knee, or if you want to go ahead and sink it on down. Really just depends on your flexibility in the quads of that opposite leg. So just make it work for you. Again, you're just trying to find that edge of the stretch, never forcing. Start to bring it back forward. We're going to step back to down dog one more time. Again, you can pedal it out. Just find that nice stretch. Relax your heels. Now we're going to bring your feet forward, and you're just going to have a seat on the mat. We're going to take it into a straddle position. So you're going to just bend your right foot in, keep that left leg extended out. You're going to turn and face that leg. So reach the arms up, and again, hinge forward from the hips. Come forward and breathe into that hamstring. Go ahead and walk it back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take the other leg out, other leg in. You're going to line up straight over that leg, reach it up, and exhale over. Let's bring it up. We're going to go into a full straddle, so both legs out, toes are up. Start to just lean it forward. And again, forearms can be on a block, a pillow. Just keep lengthening the spine as much as you can. You're trying to keep any rounding out of the low back. And you also want to be mindful of the knees. They're not collapsing forward. Upper body goes forward, your legs are opening back. Let's bring it back up. Just sit cross-legged, comfortably. I want you to go ahead. If you have a towel, grab it. If you don't, it's okay. We're going to start with our right arm. Just reach it up. Take that right hand to the center of the back and gently pull down on the arm, taking the hand to the center of the back. Let's come up and take that same arm across for your shoulder stretch. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So reach it up, left hand to the center of the back, gently pull down on that elbow. Bring that arm across. All right, so now we're going to add a chest expansion. So I'm going to interlace my hands. I'll turn so you can see me. You're going to interlace the hands behind the back. So I grabbed a towel because in case you cannot connect your hands, I know some of you, if you are weightlifters, that's going to be really hard for you. And so it's awesome to grab a towel or a belt, a strap, anything. Go ahead and just grip, lift it up. So you're sitting up nice and tall. And then you're welcome to just fall forward. This is an option you don't have to take, but it is an option to come forward and just lift the arms up. This is a great stretch for working on your mobility in your shoulders. Let's go ahead and lift it on up. And we're going to do that one more time. So if you're holding onto the hand, switch your grip. Put the opposite finger on top so you start to lift up. And then slowly, again, just as an option, hinge forward. Let gravity help you a little bit. Just open up the shoulders and chest. Let's lift up. Let's do one more pose here. So you're just going to stay seated. Whichever leg is in front is fine. You're going to reach the arms up, and we're just going to gently twist. Take one hand to that opposite knee. Sit up tall, gaze over the shoulder. And then lift it all the way up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Always ending our stretch with just a gentle twist. And come back to face the front. Let's reach the arms up over your head. Bring the hands to the heart. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in class again soon.